Let's see if everything works here. Um, Give me 1 second, guys. I'm a little late to the party. Let me see if the YouTube audio works. YouTube audio works. We're good. The Twitter audio works too. Actually, let's see. Let's test that out because I'm not even sure if it does work. Test, 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 test. Yep, it works. Okay. So I gotta open this, pause this. Perfect, that works. Alright, give me 1 second, guys. Let me go ahead and tweet this out, and then we're gonna get started. Alright, tweet has been made. Now I gotta open up the chats real quick. Here was go Muhammad. Go, great rising, my brother. Pop out this chat. Go to Twitter. Pop out this chat. Cool. Alright, before we get started, give me 1 second. Let me see if the trash people came in. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back, and then we'll get started when I sit down. Again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. For the new people joining us, make sure you guys join our Discord. I'll post it when well, actually, let's post the link right now. I'll post the link in the chat so you guys could join. Again, free Discord. You guys can request a one-on-one session, completely free. We do 2 daily live streams, Monday through Friday. Saturday, Sunday, we do this weekly market breakdown. Again, everything completely free that we do here, so make sure you guys take advantage of that. If you guys have any questions about any pair that we go over, let me know. If you guys have any questions about any other pair, whether or not they're on our list, let me know. When we start doing the breakdown, if you guys have any questions, anything you guys want me to explain again, let me know. I'm gonna do this stream a little bit more in detail with everything. We're definitely gonna talk about the moves that we were able to catch this week. So yeah, give me 1 second, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So yeah, so first and foremost, let's turn the charts on, the ones that we look at. So we know we're gonna be looking at AU, EA, EU, GA, GCAD, GJ, GU, US 30, USD CAD, ZAR, gold, Bitcoin, and oil. So these are the pairs that we're gonna go over. We're gonna go over them in order. Give me 1 second. I had to. Be too loud for me. Very distracting. If it's distracting to me, it has to be distracting to everybody else. Way too loud. Okay, we're good. But again, if you guys have any questions about any other pair, whether or not they're on our list, let me know. If not, once we go over these pairs, we'll be done for the day. I'm gonna update the drawings too that we had, obviously, to what we're at now. We're gonna start at the daily time frame. From the daily, go to the 4 hour. From the 4 hour, go to the 30-minute, and go on from there. Alright, so daily time frame in AU. We know we are in A2. We're at the bottom of the zone of consolidation. We're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third push to the bottom. And it's kind of crazy how as soon as I start the class, my cats go crazy and they're like, "Open the door now." Hold on. Hurry up. Thank you. It's always right on point too. As soon as they're outside, and as soon as I start talking, we start any session, whether it's a session at 6 in the morning, whether it's the isolation session, or this session, yo, as soon as I start talking, we're not even a minute in, I hear the cat meow, like, open the door, like, leave me alone, man. Alright, so, again, AU, we know we're in the second zone of consolidation, looking for that third push to the bottom. Right now, we know that we're at the bottom of the zone of consolidation, and once again, we're going to continue to draw this out like we do every single stream, right, for the new people that come in. So, in a zone of consolidation, they want your attention, bro, but it's like, I could be in here, right, off topic, I could be in here just chilling, right, I could just be in here doing whatever, and they're outside and they're fucking perfectly fine. It's always as soon as I start the session, it's like, yo, they want to learn how to trade, because they fucking just sit down right next to me and they just stare at the screen till I'm done. It's only when I'm trading. It's crazy. I don't know why that happens. It's like I got the fucking trading gurus who died just fucking reincarnated into my cat or something. They're like, yeah, let's see what he's doing. Like, yo. Okay, so in a zone of consolidation, right? We know that zones of consolidation is when price is moving sideways, right? We could see that in the daily time frames. Sometimes we could see it in the lower time frames, right? In the 4-hour, in the 30-minute, even the 5-minute or the 1-minute. But every zone in every single time frame is the exact same thing. Now, and overall, just to keep it simple, right, again, the easiest way to put it, if you can't see structure, if you can't see price action in a higher time frame when you have less candlesticks and price is obviously moving a lot slower, if you can't see it in a daily time frame or the 4-hour time frame, you won't be able to see it in the 30-minute, the 15-minute, or in the lower intervals. With that being said, the reason why I do this mainly in the daily time frame, not only because the market maker's pattern is in the higher time frames, but again, just the fact that it's easier to see in the eyes. You'll notice it where we go down to the lower time frame and we talk literally the same thing. The same thing we're looking for in the daily time frame would be the same thing we're looking for in the lower time frames. So, with that being said, in a zone of consolidation, in a downtrend, this is what price is doing. Right? Faking traders out, making them believe that these are breakup structures of the highs, breakup structures of the lows, you know, just having sideways movement inside the zone of consolidation. Right? So when you're going short in a zone of consolidation, where do you want to look for those entries going short? Do you want to look for those entries at the top of the zone of consolidation? Do you want to look for those entries at the middle of the zone of consolidation? Or do you want to look for those shorts at the bottom of the zone of consolidation? Right? The answer is you want to look for shorts at the high of consolidation, at the top. Right? You never want to really enter any trades in the middle of the zone of consolidation because we understand that the middle of the zone of consolidation is where the market makers are trapping traders. Right? In the middle of the zone of consolidation, which we could draw out, they'll make people believe that this higher high and higher low in the middle of the consolidation is going to continue to make higher highs and higher lows. But it does vice versa. Right? It gives you this fake higher high, higher low in the middle of the zone of consolidation to just turn back around and go short. Or vice versa. It'll make you believe that price is making lower lows and lower highs, and then what does price do? It turns right back around and goes back to the top of the zone of consolidation. So now at the bottom of the zone of consolidation, which we could see here, we could see here, we could see here, right? And we could see where we're at. Now, this entire zone, what is the market makers doing? We have lower low, lower high, lower low, making everybody believe that what's price gonna do? Lower low and lower high. And what does it do? Lower low, lower high, higher low, higher high, makes everybody believe that this is gonna be higher low, higher high. And what does price do? It gives us lower low back down to the bottom. Traps everybody again, making them believe that this is a breakup structure to see a lower high, lower low. And what does price do? It goes right back to the top again and gives a higher high. And what is price doing here? If we just zoom into the chart, price is just moving sideways. We're in this little zone of consolidation. Once we go down to a lower time frame, we'll see that. Right? So Now in the zone of consolidation on a lower time frame, which is what we have drawn out here in the 4 hour time frame, this is the yellow lines. What is price doing again? Making everybody believe that this is going to be a break of structure of the highs to continue, and what does it do? It goes right back down to the bottom. At the bottom, make you believe that this is lower low, lower high, lower low. What does it do? Gives you a higher high, higher low. Again, makes you believe that this is a higher high to continue. What does it do? It starts consolidating and goes right back down to the bottom. How many people do you think were in these positions going long and they got trapped out at the bottom? Then same thing, made everybody believe that this is a lower low, lower high, right? Made everybody believe that this was the retest to continue to go short. What did price do? Went right back to the top. And same thing, made everybody believe that this was a break of structure, made everybody believe that this is going to be the retest to continue. And what did price do? It doesn't fail, man. Getting phone calls as soon as I start the class too. As soon as price went to the top side, made everybody believe that this is where price was going to continue to go up, and it went right back down to the bottom. And again, this is all happening. Yes, we could see that in the lower time frame, but we also understand that that's happening in the bottom of the zone of consolidation. We know that this is where the market makers love to trap traders. So this is where the question that you guys should be asking, like, okay, cool. You know that in the middle of the zone of consolidation is where you got trapped. So how do you know when to enter? Right? This is where just more strategies and just more time, more chart vision comes in handy. This is where you want to start looking for to go back, right? This is the number one reason why I do not trade against the trend. It's just keeping it simple, right? I know I'm in an overall downtrend. If this pair, AU specifically, is in an overall downtrend, I'm only going to be looking for shorts. Because if I start putting my mindset as, oh, I'm gonna start looking for highs because it's making higher highs and higher lows, this is why a lot of people lose trades, or vice versa, right? So just the fact that I'm only looking for short positions, it just makes it a lot easier for me to be like, okay, cool. When I'm looking for short positions, what do I want to see, right? First and foremost, when we want to look for shorts, Forex 101, the simplest thing anybody will teach you is market structure, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? I'm only going to be looking for entries if price is trending. Right now in the daily time frame, what is price doing? It's consolidating. Not only is it consolidating, but we can see that it's giving internal higher highs and higher lows. So off rip, we already know, okay, daily time frame, we're not downtrending, so we can't look for those entries. Cool. In the 4 hour, let's update. I'm gonna start deleting some of these drawings now. Alright, so we're not super packed with everything. And again, make sure you guys draw these things out in your journal. If you have a whiteboard, draw these things out in your whiteboard. You know, draw this out on Paint. You know, if you have a PC or if you have a Mac. What's Mac called? I think Notes. You could just use the Notes on your MacBook. On your PC or on your laptop, if it's Windows, you could draw this out on Paint. Print it out if you can. If you can't print it out, if you have another monitor, keep those drawings in your monitor. That's gonna help you guys memorize and really understand what it is that you gotta look for, right? Because right now, if I start asking, okay, one by one, draw out a type 1 pattern, would you be able to draw a type 1 pattern without going back into your notes? If you can't do that yet, then you have a lot of work to do. If I ask you to draw an engulfing candle, the patterns of the engulfing candle, if you can't do that without looking at your notes, you have a lot of work to do. Because if I ask you right now to look for an engulfing candle, or if I tell you to draw one out and you don't know what it looks like, how are you going to know what it's going to look like when you come into the charts? Right? So make sure you guys take notes. Make sure you guys draw these things out. Make sure you're looking at them every single day. If you have sticky notes, draw them out in your sticky note and put them on your keyboard. Put them on your monitor. Put them on your wall. To this day, I have everything drawn out in my whiteboard. Right on my left hand side, I have my whiteboard. I have everything drawn out. I have exhaustion candles. I have the engulfing candles. I have the type 1, type 2, type 3, and uptrend and a downtrend. I have the bearish engulfing, bullish engulfings. I have what a zone of consolidation is. I have the 2 phases of the market, what is uptrend and downtrend. I have the 2 phases in the consolidation, which is when price is moving sideways or a trap falls real. I have the market makers pattern, drawn out as well with the 800 EMA, how it's supposed to look, the movements, where the zone of consolidations are. Everything is drawn out, right? Because I understand that's what's gonna help me memorize everything. So, going back to the 4 hour, right? Let's update the 4 hour. The week ended. We know that we had price start down here, price ended. So we know that we have a week of counter rise, where price gave us a weaker rise, counter going against the trend. We know that we're still in this zone consolidation from the top to the bottom, from the, well, kind of the midsection back to the top to go right back down to the bottom to go right back to the top, and right now we went back to the bottom. Now the 30-minute, right? Let's take a step back. We also know at the top of the zone consolidation, right, when price rejected and started going down, it left us with an engulfing candle. So now in the 30-minute, what could we be expecting? Right? We have a day of drop, which was Thursday. Friday gave us a second day of drop. Perfect. What am I looking for now going into next week? A 372. Now, a 372 that happens in towards the end of the week going into the new week, I already know that, okay, there's a 90% chance that this 372 is going to be invalidated. Reason why is because we know that when a new week starts, right, just like a gap in the market, it resets the trend. So could this 372 work out? 100%. Am I expecting it to work out? I'm at a 50% probability rate that this is going to work out and give us that 372. What would I like to see? If price doesn't give us a 372, Monday or Sunday Monday, right, because markets open on Sunday, right, I know that I'm going to want to look for price to give us a pullback, right, and possibly Sunday Monday going into Tuesday, this is where we'll see price pull back to and then start giving us those downtrend moves again to go right back down to the bottom. But it's not a strong one, gotta be careful. This engulfing candle, so it is a strong one, right? And the reason why is there's two things, right, I would like to say about this. So the number one thing is this 4 hour green candle. You're right, right? It's a green candle that has a wick, a really long wick at the top side and a strong wick going to the bottom. What I do like about it is that if we go down to a lower time frame, right, that wick that you see in the 4 hour time frame, which is a crazy wick, if we go down to the 1 or the 30-minute time frame, this is an exhaustion candle, right? This is a beautiful exhaustion candle, beautiful green exhaustion candle, meaning that price is weak going to the top side, and this is why price started trending to the bottom side. So it's one of those candles where, and even here in the 1 hour time frame, it's a beautiful exhaustion candle, right? It's a candle that doesn't have, it's a green candle that doesn't have a bottom wick. It's a green candle that has a long top wick with the green body and started drifting away from it. So we kind of got to play with the time frames a little bit, but that's the only biggest difference between this 4 hour candle and another one, right? And another thing that makes it a strong engulfing candle is that everything is playing out, right? Each wick or each candle has a bottom and top wick. The red candle closed strong below the entirety of that first green candle, right? It closed all the way to the bottom. Only thing we didn't get was an engulfing, or the retest, sorry. On top of that too, the candle that made the confirmation of the break of structure is this one right here, this red candle, right? And the candle that opened up next to it is another exhaustion green candle, right? It's a green candle that has a body, right? The body at the bottom, no bottom wick, and a long green candle, the long green wick at the top. So this entire move is telling us that this is a pretty strong zone to look for trades. So going back to the 30-minute, could price, there's two things that price could do, right? The number one thing is we know that we had this imbalance move that price already filled up. So we could take this off, we could take this off, right? We know that right now there's two things price could do. We could either continue this downtrend push, right? Where we will see something like this to go down into the 30-minute zone. And in this 30-minute low, price could always, again, we're in a zone of consolidation. So at the bottom of the zone of consolidation, could price do something like this and go right back to the top side? It could do that. Now, if it does this, then again, it will be the same thing. I'll be looking for another entry. I'll be looking for this pullback to go into the 4-hour engulfing, and then this is where we'll see price come back down. Or it could do what we drew out earlier, where we have these highs, and price could Sunday, Monday, even Sunday, Monday going into Tuesday, right? Price could come back up and do the same thing. Once we get to these highs, this is where price is going to come back down and do these type of movements. But this is a strong point of interest for us to look for a trade. This engulfing candle is a strong point of interest. So right now we know for AU, we don't have any continuations in the 4-hour. We have no continuations in the daily time frame. But in the 30-minute, right, when we go into the 4-hour structure, we know we're in a zone of consolidation. We know we don't have clean breaks of the highs. We have no clean breaks of the lows. But what we do have is just market structure. Lower lows and lower highs. We have a 2-day continuation. Could price also, let's talk about something else that price could do, which is something that's less probable of happening, but it could happen. And I'm saying that based on ADR. So let's say the ADR is 55. Let's just do this with 55 pips. If on the third day, which is again Sunday going into Monday, the first day of the chart, the first day of the trading week, could price give us the third day low at 19 pips and then finish the day on a rise with 33 pips? So let's talk about ADR, right? ADR and SCP. We know SCP is 36 pips. Just doing it like this. Let's say price gives us a new low, a third day low, and then it goes up 56 pips, right? Could price give us that third day move where it gives us 3 days of drop, but on the third day it gives us a drop no net or a drop rise, and then on the fourth day variation we come right back down? That could happen, right, to give us that 4-day drop. And again, just basing it on the fact that ADR is 55 pips, if we go from the high of the engulfing candle to the bottom, is 50 pips, right? So could price do that? 100%. So there's, just looking at it that way, there's 3 possibilities that could happen here. We could either continue the downtrend push, reject the lows and continue to push to the top side, or price could completely reset and give us these pushes to the top side to come back to the engulfing candle to go short, right? Or we're going to get that third day drop. On the third day we have the drop rise or drop no net, and then we go back up to the engulfing to go back down to give us that 4th day variation. So AU, we're going to keep it drawn out like this. I also want to I want to update the trading journal as well while we do this at the same time. So I'm going to do this on this screen as well. So on the 14th, which was Friday, right, we know we were looking at AU, EA, US 30 and gold. So let me add these lines for the 17th, right? 17th is Sunday, or 17th is on Monday. So 06/17/2024. So what are we looking for our AU? We're looking for AUD USD. We're looking for third day low and 4-hour engulfing retest. And we're gonna call this 372 going short. Right, so AU is gonna definitely be a pair that we want to keep an eye on going into next week. We spent a pretty good time on AU too, damn man. Alright, so let me take a sip of water real quick on my Dino cup. It's a little beach cup that we use when we do barbecues or parties. And I needed a sippy cup, so I got the dinosaur one. It's all good. It's a vibe. So now EA, we know we're in V2, we're in the second zone of consolidation in an uptrend. Where are we in the zone of consolidation? We're at the bottom of the zone of consolidation in an uptrend. We know that this is a safety trade. going into last week, what we talked about in last week's weekly market breakdown is, yes, even though we're at the bottom of the zone of consolidation here from the top to the bottom, we also know that technically speaking, we're still in the middle of the zone because we're looking at this daily and 4-hour high up here and the daily and 4-hour low down here. So this is where this circle comes into play. Could price reject these lows, right, and break lower to go into these consolidating lows, which is the daily and 4-hour low? 100%, right? And we said it. The easiest thing that price is giving us right now, when we go into the daily time frame, what is price doing, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low the entire time. In this lower low, lower high, lower low, price at the bottom of the zone of consolidation gave us an internal time frame, right? When we go down to the 4-hour time frame, it gave us an internal consolidating zone, which again we could see in the 4-hour. Now we had lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then price, instead of giving us a lower high pullback, again we know there's two phases in the market: when price is trending, giving you lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, or when price is consolidating, right? So price gave us a zone of consolidation, it gave us a fake out of the highs. In the fake out of the highs, right, let's update the 4-hour time frame. We know we have a week of counter drop going against the trend. So we have a week of counter drop. In the start of that drop for this week, we know that Sunday, Monday, market opened with a gap at the top of the zone, which is a 30-minute gap that we have drawn up here. So with that being said, yes, even though price is still giving us lower lows and lower highs, even though price did break below the zone of consolidation, which we could see we had a clean break when this candle broke below, we also know that eventually, right, again, a gap doesn't have to be filled the same day, it doesn't have to be filled in the same week, it doesn't even have to be filled in the same month, but we know eventually this gap has to be filled. With that being said, could we start projecting price to go back down into these lows down here, right, to do something like this, and then down here is where price is going to continue this uptrend push? 100%. But we just got to wait for those confirmations, right? So now that we know that we were in a zone of consolidation, we know we're making lower lows and lower highs in the daily, we know we're making lower lows and lower highs in the 4-hour. In the 4-hour, we also know price broke below the zone of consolidation. What could we be expecting? We could be expecting price to continue giving us those downtrend pushes, right? So now here in the 30-minute time frame, we could see that we had one day of drop. On the second day, gave us a second day of drop. On the third day, gave us a third day of drop. We know that on the third day, we had a gap in the market, it reset the trend, and gave us another day of drop, right? Then going into today, did we update the 30-minute on AU? Yeah, we did, right? Okay. So now EA, what did price give us on Friday? It gave us a day of no net. Price just moving sideways, right? We also have, why do I have an engulfing candle here for? Okay, this was the fake out, right? Again, why do we know this wasn't a strong? And that's why I left this here so we could talk about it today, right? In the 4-hour time frame, we had at the bottom of the zone, just look at how the market makers are trapping traders, right? First and foremost, for the people trading double bottoms, right, and they only trade double bottoms, this is it right here, right? Why didn't this double bottom work out? A lot of people are gonna say, oh, it's fake, right? The same way people say ICT is fake, the same way people say soup turtle, whatever the fuck that's called, it says it's fake. The same way people say harmonic patterns are fake. Everything, right? Everything that doesn't work out whenever they see it in the charts is fake. But again, it's not that it's fake. It's not that it doesn't work. It's that you're trading against the trend. And we say this all the time. If price is giving you lower lows and lower highs and lower lows and lower highs and lower lows and lower highs, and then all of a sudden it gives you a double bottom, but we're still trading between the high, the lower high, and the lower low, what do you think is going to happen? Right? You're going to get faked out and price is going to continue to make lower lows, lower highs. That double bottom that you thought was a double bottom is going to turn into a double top, right? It's going to hit your stop loss and continue to push to the bottom side. So it's the same thing, right? And here we see both. Not only did it give you a fake engulfing candle, not only did it, and I'm sorry, let's say that again. Not only did it give you a fake double bottom, but it also gave you a fake engulfing candle. And again, we know that this isn't a valid engulfing candle anyway, because the green candle didn't close above that first red candle. It closed above the body, but that's not a strong engulfing candle. For it to be a valid engulfing candle, again, let's pull it up. What does it look like? And I'll pull it up like we have it on the article on X, right? We have, sorry, I drank coffee. I'm like super hyper right now. Like I feel it going through my veins, right? For it to be a valid engulfing candle, let's take a look. Let's zoom it in and let's open this article again. Right? To be a valid engulfing green candle, what do we need it to be? We need it to close above the red wick, right? The first red candle, the entirety of it. Same thing on the bearish engulfing. We need to see that red candle, that engulfing red candle, we need to see it close below that first candle. If it doesn't close above it when it's bullish, then we know it's not a valid engulfing candle. Could it work out? Yeah, it could still work out. But then also you just got to look at market structure. Again, if you're looking at, let's say you want to take that trade going long. Okay, cool. You see an engulfing candle. It's not a strong, valid engulfing candle, but it's still closed above the body of the candle. Okay, cool. We know that the probability of that trade working out is less than if it would have been a stronger engulfing candle. But we also know that the probability of that working out is a lot less because we're also still downtrending, right? We're trading against the overall market structure, which is again lower low and lower highs, lower low and lower high. If we zoom it out, we can see that a lot better, right? We still see lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? So with that being the case, there's a lot of reasons why this trade didn't work out. So let's delete that, right? We already knew that that wasn't a valid spot to take a trade. And again, we know that we finished the week on a no net, right? Friday price opened exactly where, well, price closed exactly where price opened. So we know that this is just a day of no net, right? And we know we had lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high to where we're at now, lower low. So we know that we're trading between this low and we had this break, lower low, lower high, and this high. So we gotta wait it out, right? EA is still in a position where we're making lower lows and lower highs, so I'm not even gonna entertain it. Daily time frame on Euro USD. We know we're in V1, we're in the first zone of consolidation in an uptrend. Again, we were at the middle of the zone of consolidation, made everybody believe that, again, the middle of the zone of consolidation is what? Where the market makers are trapping traders, making them believe that they see higher highs and higher lows to trap them going into highs and then going down, or vice versa, making them believe that they see lower lows and lower highs, and again trapping them and making price go the opposite way, right? Hitting stop losses, collecting contracts. That's exactly what it's called. So now we can see that, right? Again, we're reaching back to the bottom of the zone of consolidation, which is what we drew out last week. When we go into the lower time frame, we can see that at one point, right, we're making higher highs and higher lows and higher highs, and then price gave us lower low, lower high, lower low, back to the top into the lower high. So we already know, okay, the daily time frame is telling us excuse me, the daily time frame, right, when we just zoom it out, at one point we were making lower lows, lower high, lower low, and then it gave us a fake higher high. In the 4 hour, when price gave us that fake higher high in the daily time frame, we could see that realistically speaking, again, it wasn't a real higher high because the structure that we were trading was this break, which gave us this high and this low. So we know that the internal structure was just used to trap traders to make them believe that this was a higher high, right? Because we broke above here, making them believe that this was a higher high and trapping traders. It started consolidating, right? Price just started moving sideways. Made people believe that this was a break of the lows, made people think that this was a break of the highs, again at the top of the zone of consolidation, made everybody believe that this was a break retest to continue. And what did it do? It went right back down to the lows, trapped traders, made a lower low, lower high, back into the lower low. So Not only is the daily time frame making lower lows and lower highs, but the 4-hour time frame is giving us lower lows and lower highs. We also know we had a weaker drop last week. This week that just closed, right? We have a second week of drop, counter going against the trend. We also know that we had a gap to start the week off, so technically speaking, this is a price reset. It resets the trend, so we know that technically speaking, this 2 weeks of drop is not valid. It resets the trend, so technically this is 1 week of drop. Now going into the 30-minute, again, price is still giving us lower lows and lower highs. So where are we projecting price to go down to? Into the 4-hour lows. Sorry, wrong time frame. Into these 4-hour lows. And this is where price is going to make a decision. After this pair, guys, give me 1 second. I want to go refill my cup. But again, if you guys have any questions, or you guys need me to explain something again, let me know, and then I'll explain that when I get back. This is where price is going to make a decision. Okay, is price going to continue to make lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, and make a lower low to continue? Or is price down here going to make a decision and give us that push back to the top side? Which is what I'm expecting price to do. Now, could price push lower? 100%. Where could it push back down to? Again, if we go down to the daily time frame, we know we have a daily low at the bottom of the zone of consolidation. Could price break the 4-hour lows to go into the daily lows and then do that same movement here in the daily low? 100%. But we gotta wait for price to do what it has to do. Give me one. Well, we'll do this, right? So now in the 30-minute time frame, let's delete some of these drawings here. Right, we have the imbalance here on the top. We have this gap that was filled, so we could close that. Right, this is where we saw, this is what we were explaining, right? We know that price is going to continue the uptrend push. We knew that this change of character was just a fake out. Not only did we know it was a fake out, because again, it's only a change of character. If price would have given us a change of character and a break of structure, then this is where we could have seen price continue the uptrend push. And on top of that, we know we had the imbalance candle at the bottom where price went down and it filled it already. It left us this engulfing an imbalance candles here. It left us the imbalance candles here. It gave us another imbalance candle here. On Thursday, we know price gave us a day of drop. On Friday, we have another day of drop. Right? So right now we're making lower lows and lower highs in the internal time frame. We're making lower lows and lower highs in the external time frame. So what do we know? We know price is just going to continue making lower lows and lower highs. There's no science behind it. We're just following market structure. Right? We had lower low, higher high change of character, and then lower low change of character down here. So let's change this into a change of character. Changes this to red. We know we're trading between this 30-minute high and this 30-minute low down here. And I'm going to use this entire zone, the last green candle before the push down, because if we use the lowest candles, which is just down here, it's too small of a zone for me to feel comfortable. Right, so we know we're trading between this 30-minute low and these 30-minute highs. Alright, give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. not sure what's about to happen next. Straight from the Lord up above. Alright, I'm back, guys. I'm sorry I took a little bit longer than I thought I was, but I'm good. We're back. So, Euro USD now in the 30-minute time frame. Again, we know we have a change of character. Price again still making lower lows, lower highs, going back into the lower lows. So, yes, even though we could see clean staircase patterns to the bottom, even though we could possibly see this being as an extended double bottom, even though we know that we have imbalanced candles on the top side, again, price is still giving us lower lows and lower highs. And once again, these imbalanced candles, these long red candles or the long green candles going to the top side, again, we know those are just gaps in the market, right? We know price is going to have to come back down to it. We know price is going to have to come back up to it to fill those imbalanced candles up. So again, what are we going to be waiting for? For us to take a valid long position that is comfortable, that we know we're going to win, we have to wait for a change of character and break of structure going to the top side. We have to wait for those higher highs and higher lows to develop. So with that being said, right, EU right now is not the best place, is not the best pair to look at. Right now, AU is the only one that looks the best. I think I fucked up the, let me see something real quick, guys. What time did I put this for? 11 a.m. Okay, so we're gonna kind of speed this up a little bit. I hope you guys, make sense of everything that we're talking about. Once again, every single pair is traded the exact same way, so I'm not gonna, you know, from all these pairs now going down, that we're still missing a few pairs, right? From GCAD all the way down to US oil, the ones with the red flag, we're still missing a few pairs. So I am going to speed this up a little bit. I don't want the sessions to be longer than it has to be. Because again, every single pair is traded the exact same way. We have the same market makers pattern. We have the same 30-minute, engulfing candles. Everything is the exact same thing. The only difference between every single pair is whether we're in an overall uptrend or we're in an overall downtrend. Is the only difference. So GA V2 second zone of consolidation, we're in the middle of the zone of consolidation. Again, we understand that the middle of the zone of consolidation, this is where the market makers are going to make you think that we see lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And then what does it do? It turns out to make a higher high and hit stop losses, right? Again, market makers are just collecting contracts. Going into the 4-hour time frame, we had a week of rise last week. This past week that just passed, we got a week of counter drop, again going against the trend, because we know that the overall pattern is uptrend. In the 30-minute, well, let's go back to the 4-hour. In the 4-hour, we're making lower low, lower high, lower low. In the lower low, we were making consolidation, and the zone of consolidation, it started going up, right? Broke above. We know that, okay, we're looking for a lower high to be set. Price broke, gave us a retest, continued the push to the top side on the lower high. Now, in the lower high, what did price do? It gave us another zone of consolidation. We broke above the zone of consolidation, but we know that this break of structure is not a clean break of structure. Why? Because that second green candle is still touching the zone. Now, the candles that broke above these wicks were just gaps in the market, right? You can see that these are not strong green candles. That first green candle closed below the wick. That green candle that did close above the wick was a gap in the market. That price completely went back down to it, filled the gap up, and started making the lower lows and lower highs back into the lower low in the bottom of the zone of consolidation. So we know that this fake out, right, again, in the middle of the zone of consolidation, if you don't know what a real break of structure is, you think that this is where price broke structure, right, to continue this push to the top side. And what did price do? It went right back down to the bottom of that zone of consolidation. So now in the 30-minute time frame, we could see that, right? What do we know about, again, how do we know the shift in the market is going to happen? If we would have had a change of character, right, higher high, higher low, and price would have given us another higher high break of structure, that would have been the confirmation that, hey, price is ready to go back up. But what did price do? It went right back down, went back down to the low of the 30-minute structure, right? Retested the zone, went up, gave us another 30-minute engulfing consolidating zone, did a fake out of the highs. Again, if nobody, for the people who doesn't know what a real break of structure is, they thought that this is where price on Friday was going to break, retest to continue, And what did price do? It went right back down to the bottom. So we already know this is not the best place to look for a trade. We already know this is a fake out. This is where the market makers are collecting contracts. It gave us a day of drop instead. And we're still trading between the 30-minute low and the 30-minute high, in this high and this low. So gotta wait it out for this one too. GA, not the best place, not the best pair to look at. GCAD, daily time frame, we're in V1 at the top of the zone consolidation. Again, when we're looking for buys, do we want to be at the top of the zone consolidation or the bottom? Now, what we do like about this zone, what we do love about this pair right now, and we'll update it, is not only did we break above the zone consolidation, but we broke above the daily, right? We know that we finally made, we go back, we know we're trading. We had these lows broke, right? And it gave us 30-minute change of character, right? But in the daily, we know we got a break of structure, right? And we're looking for the pullback, which we could finally see that on Friday it gave us that clean pullback, right? And we know that we're trading now between this daily low and this daily high up here. We're trading between the last green candle before the push down, which is also the highest candle in the zone, which the highest candle is the green wick, the body of the green candle and the green wick. So we know we're trading between this daily high and the daily low. Now, what could we also see? This is where we start putting all the strategies together. If you're looking for a bullish flag post pattern, which is what we can see here, what are we expecting? We're expecting price to pull back between 23.6 and 38.2. Not only that, let's start putting all our pieces together. In level 2, right, when we're looking for that second push, that in the zone of consolidation we have push 1, first zone of consolidation, we're looking for push number 2, right, level 2. We're looking for price to bounce off the 200 EMA. So when we start putting all the pieces of the puzzle together, we start using our fib from this low, right, the last red candle before the push to the top side, which is this one, not this one, I'm using this one here. From here to the top, we're looking at price to pull back again between 23.6 and 38.2. Is price, right, is the 200 EMA, which is the white EMA, is it close to the 38.2 or 23.6? No. So right now we know that the 200 EMA is not going to be a valid EMA. Now, that's not what I want to see. If we would have gotten a 23.6 and 38.2% pullback, and we would have had the 200 EMA, then I would already know that this flag post pattern has a 99% probability of working out. The fact that we do not have the EMA makes me believe that we might not get a flag post pattern, which is okay, right? We know that we might just get a steeper pullback, right? And it's all good. Again, why? Because technically speaking, again, I don't really like using the fibs like this. I like using them from the zone to the zone. So technically speaking, we really are trading between this low and this high. Now when we start looking at it like this, where I'm looking at the fibs that I want price to bounce off of, is going to be between the 50% and the 61.8. Now, understanding that at the end of the zone consolidation, we had another zone in the lower time frame, right? We go down to the 4 hour. We know that we were consolidating from here to here, right? So now let's go back to the daily so we can see the zone of consolidation, right? Let me turn that on. Right now in this zone of consolidation, once we broke above the zone of consolidation, there's two things we want to see. We either want to see a retest of the high of the consolidation to go back up, or we're going to look for a 50-50 pattern, which is a type 3 pattern, right? And if we start looking at it this way, where price comes back down to the 50% of consolidation, we also know that that's in correlation to the 50% fib retracement. Could that be what we're looking for? It could be. Again, we're just putting the pieces of the puzzle together. What looks like the highest probability trade? And right now, that's what looks like the highest probability. So we just gotta wait for it. Again, we know that we're gonna get a pullback. We know that in the 4-hour time frame, right? We also know that we had a weaker rise last week. This past week, we have a weaker drop counter against the trend. We still know that when we're looking at the internal time frame, we have higher high, higher low, higher high. We know that we have this 4-hour engulfing candle, but we know that this isn't a strong 4-hour engulfing candle, right? We have a small wick here on the first candle. That second candle, right? Yeah, we closed below it, but we have a wick, a very, very long wick on the top and a very long wick at the bottom. So we know that this 4-hour engulfing is not that strong, right? On top of that, right now let's go back to the 30-minute time frame. We know that in this 4-hour engulfing, we also know we had a 30-minute engulfing. Now, a beautiful 30-minute engulfing. In the 30-minute time frame, again, in the higher high and higher low situation, we got the zone of consolidation. We got fake outs of the highs, right? We got fake out of the lows. Not only that, at the lows, we got an engulfing candle. Price retested it, which gave us a beautiful, beautiful entry to continue the push to the top side. The fact that we already used the zone to get these pushes to the top side makes me believe already that this is not going to be another strong zone where price is going to retest. So this engulfing candle that we have in the 4-hour for me is not a valid engulfing candle. It's already used up, right? So with that being said, I'm going to delete that. I also want to start clearing the charts a little bit. So we're going to delete these. Well, actually, let's keep those and delete these that we have down here. And we'll keep these as well. Okay. We'll delete this too. Okay. So now going into the 30-minute, let's update the 30-minute. We know again we have higher high, higher low, higher high. Then price gave us a change of character, lower low. What are we listening to that song for? Okay. So we have a change of character, which we know again gave us this high and this low. This low isn't set yet, so we're not gonna mark that yet. Let me change the playlist that I have on here because this is not the vibe right now. We know that on Thursday we had a day of drop. Right, actually this is very close. Let's go back and let's update this. Was it a day of drop? Yeah, it was very close to a no net, but it was a day of drop. On Friday gave us 2 days of drop, no problem. And going counter against the trend. So we already know that GCAD right now is not the best place to look for a trade. GJ is in peak high territory. Again, not the best place to look for a trade, but we're in peak high territory. Price is giving us, right? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and price still hasn't broken above the higher high. It gave us a fake out. So now this is where it gets interesting. Would love to see price give me now lower lows and lower highs at the highs. I was looking to see if price was going to break above this previous high of the wick, and it didn't. It faked us out once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Right? In the 4-hour time frame, we could see that. None of these candles are a break of structure. None of them. The only candle that closed above the zone, right, which was this green candle, doesn't have a bottom wick. That already tells us this is not a real break of structure. Then price went right back down to the bottom, and again, the green candle that does have a top and a bottom wick is still touching the zone, right? Was this green candle here. That lets us know again this is not a real break of structure. Price also finished on a week of no net, so we do not have any continuations. We don't have a week of rise. We don't have 2 weeks, or I'm sorry, we don't have 2 weeks of rise. We don't have 2 weeks of drop. We had a week of drop last week. This week, price finished. Oh shit, I put the wrong one. Gave us a no net, right? Price closed exactly where price opened. So now we know again we're still trading between higher high, higher low, and higher high, right? This 4-hour high that we have here really is, we're trading between this high over here. right? In the 30-minute now, we could see that made everybody believe that this was high, low, higher, high. Then it gave us a change of character, lower, low, and then it gave us a change of character, higher, high, just faking traders out, making everybody believe that this lower low was going to make a lower high to go into a lower low, right? Once it made that retest, what did it do? With the news that hit on Friday, right, overnight with GJ, made everybody believe that this green candle once was red to continue to push to the bottom side. It faked everybody out, went back to the top. When it went back to the top, everybody thought that overnight during London, at the end of Asia going into London, that price was going to give us a higher high, higher low. Again, price gave us wicks to the top, made a lot of people enter these trades going long, and what did price do? It melted right back down to the bottom, right? Then price went down, broke this low again, gave us another change of character into a lower low. Because again, we were making higher high, higher low, higher high, change of character, lower low, right? Went back to the top, higher high, change of character, then went right back down to the low, lower low, change of character. So what's our confirmation that price is going to continue to push to the downside? If price gives us a break of structure going into Sunday, Monday, then we know price is going to continue those downtrend pushes, which is exactly what I'm looking for. So we know that right now we are trading between this 30-minute high up here and these 30-minute lows down here. The last red candle before the push to the top side, which is down here, and the last green candle and the highest candle between the that's at the top of the zone before the push down, right? So let's also update. I don't want to have all these drawings on my screen, right? So let's also look in the daily and the 4-hour. Do we have an engulfing candle? We don't have any. A green, green, red. We don't have nothing in the daily. You have something in the weekly? Nothing. Okay. Let's go to the 4-hour. Do we have a green, green, red? No, we do not. In the 1-hour, do we have a green, green, red? We do, right? We have a green, green, red. Then the next candle went up, gave us a retest. We would have been in drawdown for a little bit, right? But it did give a valid engulfing red candle. 30-minute green, green, red, nothing. Just no problem. 15-minute. We have this engulfing, but that engulfing, it has a small bottom wick, but I'm not going to mark that one either because it's in the change of character. We can see that right now. We could also just say that we're in a zone of consolidation here, right? So we're going to keep this as is. Right now, what are we looking for? A confirmation that price is going to continue this downtrend push. Oh, well, we haven't even updated the 30-minute yet, right? We also know that we have 2 days of drop. We had Thursday a day of drop. Friday gave us another day of drop. Could we be expecting a 372? Could happen. Could happen. Right, so GJ. We also know we have a day the 800 EMA. So at this point too, I don't enjoy this 372 because we're respecting the 800 EMA. Again, instead of taking this 372, what I'm going to be looking for is I'm going to be waiting for that change of character. If price could break below these lows here to start the week off, again Sunday going into Monday, then we know that okay, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to be looking for a continuation. We're going to continue to look for price to go short, to go down into these lows down here, right? If again if we can't do that, and let's say price gives us a pullback, then we gotta wait for lower lows and lower highs to develop again. So GJ is one that I'm gonna write on our trading journal, right? Right now we have AU and we now have GJ. Did I delete that page? I think we did. I think I did. No, I'm lying. I didn't. I have this up in the chart, in the chat. Okay. So GJ, GBP, JPY. We're gonna be looking for 3rd day low, right? And then we're gonna put slash continuation. $372 going short. Perfect. GU daily time frame. We know we're in V1, first zone of consolidation. In the consolidation, we're at the top of the zone of consolidation in the daily time frame and the 4-hour time frame. We also know we're at the top of the zone of consolidation in the 4-hour time frame. We have a week, right? It's really close. We might open up with a week of no net again, but right now let's mark it as a week of drop, just to, you know, just to, what's the word I'm looking for? Damn, I just had a brain fart. Wow, I don't know what word I'm looking for. Whatever. Just to say we're in a weaker drop because it did finish on a weaker drop. But again, could price open with a gap or could price open, go up, 24 pips and then go right back down, or just go up and give us a no net. It could give us a no net, but we'll update that on Sunday, Monday if we need to. And in the 30-minute, we had a day of counter drop going against the trend. On Friday, gave us 2 days of drop. Okay, no problem. Again, going against the trend, so it's not something that I'm going to be interested in looking at. We have a 4-hour 21 candle, that's green. And again, we had higher high, higher low, higher high, and then price gave us a change of character, lower low. So let's update this real quick. Okay. And again, we know we're trading now between this change of character, lower low, which we know now we're trading between this 30-minute high and these 30-minute lows down here. Last red candle before the push to the top, which is here. So we're gonna wait it out. Again, we rejected the highs. This is a fake out and then started going down. So it's doing exactly what it needs to do. On to the next one, US 30. We're almost done. We're only missing about 5 more pairs. Again, if you guys have any questions about any pair, let me know whether or not they're on our list. If not, once we go over these pairs that we have left, which is again is US 30, USD CAD, ZAR, gold, Bitcoin, and oil, we'll be done for the week, and we'll be back on Monday. Tomorrow is Father's Day here in the States. I don't know if another country has Father's Day in the same weekend. But tomorrow I'm not gonna be available. So I did have a one-on-one that was requested for tomorrow. I accepted it because I forgot that it was Father's Day. Well, not that I forgot, but I just kind of brushed it off. And I already rescheduled it, so I'm sorry for that person. He told me it was fine, so we're good. So we'll have that one-on-one. But then anybody, if anybody wants to schedule one-on-one, you guys can request it. Again, it's completely free. GU same as GJ. No. GJ is in peak high territory. Well, for the third day low, yes, right? But GJ is in peak high territory. We are looking for those shorts on GJ. On the other hand, GU, yes, we have 2 days of drop, but GU is an overall uptrend. So even though the moves in the 30-minute are the same, where the market maker's pattern is, where we're at in the pattern is completely different, right? GJ is in peak high territory while GU is in V1. It's in the first zone of consolidation, but it does have a 2 days of drop is similar to that. So US 30 is similar to GJ and similar to gold. We're in peak high territory, so I have nothing really to break down here. In the 4-hour, we had a week of no net last week. This week, let's add our weekly lines real quick. This is Sunday at 6 p.m. And let's add a few lines so we don't have to do this every week. Sunday 18, which is 6 p.m. 6 p.m. I'll add a few lines here. No counter. Yeah. So GU is counter on the third day. GJ is. Let's go back. Right. So counter trend. Right. So GU is counter. Right. Again, could this 372 work out? Absolutely. Right. And the reasons why is again we're at the top of the zone of consolidation in the daily. We're in the top of consolidation, and we had a fake out in the 4-hour time frame. Only thing that's missing for me to say, is it possible? Is it possible? Yes, because again we have 2 days of drop. We're at the top of the zone of consolidations in both the 4-hour and the daily. We know that now we're making lower low and lower high. Now again, this is the same as every other pair, right? If for us to confirm that price is going to continue this downtrend push, what did we need, right? We need a break of structure after a change of character. Do we have that change? Do we have that break of structure after the change of character on GU? No, we only have a change of character, right? But again, we also know that this 372 was set up Thursday, Friday to start into this week. So could price this week already the start of the week, right? Always keep that in mind. When a new week starts, the trends reset. So yes, even though we could see 2 days of drop, technically speaking, it resets the trend. So could price use this as to gain advantage and give us a lower low to turn into a lower high to go back down and give us a lower low? Absolutely. So Sunday, Monday, it could finish on a day of rise, right? Instead of giving us that 372, or it could do something like this where let's redraw this, right? Let's say Sunday, Monday price goes down and gives us a new low, and then goes and finishes on a drop rise or on a drop no net. We know that going into Tuesday, it could go back down and go and make lower low, lower high, going into a lower low. Um, so the answer is it possible? It is possible, right? But again, there's no continuation. We have no confirmation of a continuation. The only thing we have right now on GU is that at the top of consolidation in an overall uptrend, right now prices gave us the fake out, which was this engulfing green candle, which again we know it's a fake out because no other candle closed above that wick, right? All these candles closed below the zone and started making lower lows and lower highs and lower low and lower high and lower low until the external move gave us a change of character lower low. So like let's say GU was an overall downtrend, it would be the exact same thing, right? Again, for us to take advantage of these 372s, we need to make sure that we have that break of structure after the change of character, which technically speaking in none of these pairs we don't really have that, right? Right now for all of these pairs, even for AU, even though in AU we have a 372 being set up, right? What happened before we had this 372? Price was giving us lower low, lower high, lower low. It gave us a change of character, it gave us a break of structure, but then price went up and gave us a change of character and an uptrend. So even using AU as an example, like yes, we're in an overall uptrend, or I'm sorry, yes, we're in an overall downtrend. Yes, we have 2 days of drop, but price right now we know that we're still trading it between the higher high and the higher low, right? Technically, right, we have high, low, higher high. Does that make sense? So again, we just gotta wait for if let's draw this out so it can make sense, right? We have 1 day, right? We have 2 days, we have 3 days. Right, let's draw it out like this, right? If on the first day, right? How do I want to draw this? I haven't done this in a minute. Okay. Add another line. I'm nervous. I don't like art class. I'm really bad at this. Okay. Um. Let me think. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. So this day we had a day of rise, right? This day we had a day of drop. This day we had 2 days of drop, right? The difference is we know that we had higher high, higher low, higher high, right? Shit, no, that's not what I want. Yeah, this is what I want. We have change of character, right? Change of character, break of structure, right? On the second day. And then what do we have, right? On the second day of drop, we already have a change of character. We already have the break of structure. So what are we looking for on the third day? We're looking for that third day push back down to the bottom, right? Because we already had that change of character. We had the break of structure. We have the retest to continue that push to the bottom to give us that 372, right? In comparison to here, where yes, even though we have these 2 days of drop, which is what we see here, Thursday, Friday, right? Price, however, all price gave us on Thursday, Friday was these type of movements where on Wednesday, right, instead of giving us, and let's redraw this, right, on Wednesday, or before, prior to Wednesday, we had higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? And then Thursday and Friday, what did price give us? We know that we're still trading between this high and this low, so we know we're trading between this high and this low here, right? Price then gave us, let me change the colors so it could all make sense, right? Price then gave us this type of movement here, where we had, okay, lower low, lower high, day of drop, lower low, lower high, right? And we did this, where it was like, okay, cool. We see internal lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Externally, then we made a lower low, which then turned this into a change of character. But what do we know? Okay, before, when we only have a change of character, which is what we could see here, right? Did price give us a clean? There's two things, right? We know it didn't give us a break of structure. We all we see is a change of character. But between this change of character, which we go treat it the same way as a BOS, is this a valid break of structure of the lows? Meaning, in the change of character, did price give us a valid break of structure to believe that this is going to be a lower high to go into a lower low? It didn't. Why? Because again, a valid break of structure, a valid move that we know price is going to continue to go down would have been if a red candle would have closed below this first red candle. Again, this first red candle was a test. Price went right back to the top side and gave us another red candle to the bottom. Still a testing red candle because it's still on the zone. If any of these candles down here would have been a red candle that closed below the zone and then would have given us this pullback, then yes, we could have sat here and said, okay, price is going to continue this downtrend push to give us this 372. But the fact that, again, we're in an overall uptrend, the fact that price didn't give us a valid break of structure, and the fact that price only gave us a change of character is already telling me that right now the probability of this giving us that third day push to the low is low probability, right? And again, it's just connecting everything else to it. Okay, yes, we know that we had a fake out of the highs of the zone of consolidation in the daily. We know we had a fake out of the highs in the 4-hour time frame. So right now, the only thing we need to wait for, the only thing that's missing in this puzzle to allow us to understand that 100% of the move is going to be downtrend is a valid break of structure, right? And again, we also know the same thing we've been looking for every candle. Like, we know these are all imbalanced moves. We know this is an imbalanced move. We know this is an imbalanced move. So we know that eventually price is going to want to come back up. Now again, could it come back up this week and completely just disregard the internal lower lows, lower highs, and continue this uptrend push? 100%. Because again, we understand that price isn't a valid, uptrend movement. Is if price didn't retest, it could take it after makes a low and pushes up. Keeping in mind trend might reset, might profit on the 800 EMA. Okay, so you're talking more about taking these highs. Okay, my bad. I was under the impression, because you were talking about like a third day low, right, going counter. I was under the impression you were thinking about taking these pushes back down to the bottom. But what you're asking is, could price give us pretty much what we have drawn here, right? Could price give us these pushes to the bottom to make a lower high and take these buys from the bottom to the top? 100%. 100%. Which I forgot what pair it was. Was it US 30? I think it might have been US 30. Yeah, it was US 30. Right? Very similar to what you're saying is pretty much very similar to US 30. Right? We had 2 days of drop. Yeah, my bad, Mohammed. No, my bad, because like the way you worded it, I thought you were talking about taking it going short, because you said third day low going counter, and I'm like, you either way, right? It goes hand in hand. Like, could you continue looking for shorts on a pair? You know, going downtrend, you can, but there's higher risks to it. You know what I mean? But exactly, like I wouldn't take a 372 against a trend. Neither would I, right? I wouldn't, because there's too many things at hand that go into play when it comes to that, right? Um, but very similar to this US 30 trade, right? We had 2 days of drop. On the third day, price went down to the lows, right? If we mark it up in our zone, right, we know we were trading between here and here, right? At the low, what am I looking for? After a lower low, you're looking for a lower high. But how do you know you're gonna get a lower high? There's a whole bunch of things to it, right? We got exhaustion candles, we got the fake out of the lows, and on top of that, we had the engulfing candle, right? We had the engulfing candle, the retest to continue the push to the top side. And how do we know when to take profit? Like how what you said, on GU we have the 800 EMA, right? On GU we have the 800 EMA and we have clean structure. We don't have a staircase, lower low, lower high, lower low. It's just clean traffic to the bottom, right? So our first targeted entry, yeah, if you take this lower low going into a lower high, you could take profit on the 800 EMA 100%. Comparing it to US 30, right? US 30 we just had structure, right? We had, not only did we have the zone of consolidation, right, but we also, if we go into a lower time frame, you see lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? Your first TP really could be here, which is exactly what price did, or you could just hold it a little bit to see if price is going to go back to the top of the zone of consolidation, which is exactly what happened, right? And that's where the TP was to go right back down to the bottom. So you could 100% take those trades. There's no doubt about it. But you just got to wait for those confirmations. Again, in the confirmation, it might be, again, the engulfing candle is going to be a fake out of the lows. Again, if you see exhaustion candles here at the lows where we don't have a real breakout and then price starts trending above, you could take these trades going back up to the top side, right? So yeah, 100%, to answer your question, you could 100% take these trades going back to the top side here. 100%. All right, so real quick, let's finish this off here. All right, great question, by the way. Very, very good question. For our time frame, we're still making internal lower lows, lower highs. We had a week of no net last week. This past week gave us a week of drop. Okay, no continuations. We still know, okay, we're trading between this 4-hour high, these 4-hour lows and daily highs. Right now we're in the middle of that. The 30-minute time frame, we had a zone of consolidation. We broke below the zone of consolidation, making lower low, lower high, lower low. But in the 30-minute, we know we're trading between this lower low, lower high, lower low. Then price went up and gave us a change of character, higher high. So we know that we're trading between this 30-minute high and this 30-minute low. So in the 4-hour and the daily, we're in the middle of the zones of the 4-hour and the daily. And in the 30-minute, we also know we're in the middle of the 30-minute high and 30-minute low. So right now, price is not in the best place to look for a trade. So US 30 will skip it for now. Thanks, I appreciate it. No problem, my brother. USD CAD, going into the daily time frame, we're at the top of the zone of consolidation in V2. Again, not the best place to look for trades going long. We don't have any continuations in the daily. In the 4-hour, we had a week of rise last week. This week, price finished really close to where price is going to open, but we could see that it is in a week of drop. Right, for now, if we need to change it, then we'll change it. We also know that to end the week off, it gave us an an engulfing red candle, right? Again, against the trend, but this engulfing candle makes sense, right? We're at the top of the zone of consolidation. We're at the top of the zone in the daily and the 4-hour time frame. At the top of the zones of consolidation is where we want to look for shorts, right? Did price give us that? Did it give us the first signal that price is going to go down? Yes, it gave us the engulfing candle. Now in the 30-minute time frame, what's our confirmation is if we start seeing lower lows and lower highs. And right now we had higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So daily time frame, we're still consolidating. 4-hour time frame, we could see an exhaustion. In the 4-hour, we could see an engulfing, but we also still see higher highs and higher lows. In the 30-minute, we could still see higher highs and higher lows. So would I be taking, right, this is the question for the people going counter against the trend, would I be taking this engulfing candle going short? Absolutely not. because again, the daily time frame is still higher highs and higher lows. In the 4 hour, we're still higher highs and higher lows. In the 30-minute, we're still higher highs and higher lows. Could that engulfing candle be used as a flip zone to where, okay, we could start looking at price like this, where if in the 30-minute, right, we'll be looking at these two zones here. And right now we're in the middle of that. If price breaks above this, then we could start seeing price use this as a flip zone to continue this uptrend push to the top side. And we have, again, this candle is very close to the opening. It did close a little bit below it, but I am going to mark it as a no net since it's super, super close. So USD CAD, I'm not going to be interested in trading that. Again, I'm just going to speed it up here a little bit because the X stream, I only put it to 11:30. Even though we have 30 minutes left, it's been a pretty long session. Again, every single pair is traded the exact same way. So if you guys have any questions, you could just always go back. I'm pretty much talked about everything that we needed to. No, man, I'm running out of water again. Getting caught in mouth with all this fucking talking that we're doing today. It's a great session, though. Really good session today. So again, USDZAR V2, we're at the top of the zone of consolidation. At the top of the zone of consolidation now in the lower time frame, we can see that we were consolidating in the lower time frame. In the zone of consolidation in the lower time frame, we could still see high, low, lower high, lower low, right? Technically, right, we were really trading high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high to where we're at now. We know we're still trading between this 4-hour high, this 4-hour low, in the lower low and lower high. Price then gave us a weaker drop this past week, right? So the daily time frame, we're making lower lows and lower highs. In the 4-hour time frame, we're making lower lows and lower highs. In the 30-minute time frame, we're making lower lows and lower highs, right? Thursday gave us 1 day of rise finally after 4 days of price going down, and then Friday gave us another day of drop, but again, still making lower low, lower high, lower low. And then price consolidated pretty much Thursday and Friday. We still haven't broken below these lows, and we haven't broken above these highs. So we just got to be patient with it. Just got to be patient. No continuations. We don't have any change of characters, break of structure to the top side. Could price, right, where's going to be our targeted zone for price to continue this uptrend push or to turn around and start making uptrends push? Right now we can see that price is kind of consolidating here in the 4-hour time frame. Could price break these lows and then go a little bit lower down into these lows, and then here in the 4-hour time frame is where we're going to see price go back up 100%. Could price, now let's go back to the 30, could price use these lows, right, in this zone of consolidation in the 4-hour time frame? Could it use these lows down here to do something like this and to go back to the top of the zone of consolidation, or in the top of this 30-minute zone where we have these imbalanced candles? 100% as well, right? So that's what we're just gonna have to wait for to see what price does. Gold, similar to GJ and similar to US 30, we're in peak high territory, still making higher highs, higher lows, and higher highs. We also know that in the 4-hour time frame, right, number one, in the daily time frame, we have 3 months of rise. We have a rise no net. Are we expecting that 4th month variation to give us another month of rise? It could happen. So that's what we're going to keep an eye on. In the zone of consolidation, we were at the bottom. We had the 4-hour low. We had a 4-hour engulfing as well, which is something that Muhammad caught, which was really, really nice. We had a week of rise, right? After 3 weeks of drop, market was chopper or rise, and it gave us a rise, right? In this 30-minute time frame now, we had 3 days of rise. After 3 days of rise, market was chopper drop, and it gave us a day of drop into the 4-hour engulfing, right? Which happened literally right after news on Thursday at the end of the session to then continue this uptrend push, right? Gave us the uptrend push, gave us a day of rise, gave us a red 4-hour candle, gave us a day of rise. So now what are we looking for? At this point, we know that we're still trading between this low, this high, this change of character, lower low. So we know we're trading between this 30-minute low and this 30-minute high. We also know that we have the 800 EMA, right? So with the case being the 800 EMA, what am I looking for a continuation for price to continue this uptrend push? If we break above this high, and if we start breaking above the um the 800 EMA, then we could start seeing price do something like this to continue this uptrend push. Right? Bitcoin daily time frame, again, we know we're in peak high territory. Price right now is just consolidating, and right now we're in the middle of that zone of consolidation. In the 4 hour, we could see it a little bit clearer. Right, we have 2 weeks of rise, we had a third week no net, then we had another week of rise last week, and then this past week that just finished, we have a week of counter drop with no continuations. In the 30-minute time frame, we know we were trading still between this higher high, higher low, higher high. Price gave us a fake out of the highs, then went right back down to the bottom, gave us a retest of the bottom of the 30-minute zone. Then again, price went to the top side, gave us a 1 hour engulfing in the zone of consolidation, which gave us a retest to continue to push to the top. And we already knew that this engulfing candle, because we had a 1 hour engulfing that price already tapped into, the fact that price already gave us a 30-minute retest down here, which is what we circled out, we already knew that, okay, this is not going to be a valid zone of interest because price already tapped into this, right? And that's exactly what happened. Price that gave us a day of drop on Thursday. Friday, it gave us 2 days of drop, right? Going into today, which is Saturday, price then at the end of Friday gave us a change of character. So let's mark that up real quick, right? We know we have a change of character. We made a little lower low, which then now gave us this same high up here. And now we know that we're trading between this 30-minute high and these 30-minute lows down here, which is the last red candle before the push to the top. We're going to use the lowest candle in the zone, which is this green wick, but the lowest red candle, which is here. So we know that we're trading between this 30-minute low and this 30-minute high in the daily or in the 30-minute time frame. We don't have a 372 yet, but right now what do we see? Price is just moving sideways. And it's a weekend. We're not going to be aggressive with this. But we know that we're in the zone of consolidation. See, do we have any engulfing candles? Green, green, reds to continue this downtrend push. Nothing in the 4, nothing in the 1, nothing in the 30. So right now we got to be patient. Alright, and the last but not least, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Any pairs you guys want me to go over in specific that we haven't done yet, or one that we already did but you guys missed it and want me to do it again, let me know. We pretty much have 20 minutes left before the stream automatically shuts off on X. So, but we're done already. But if you guys need me to stay on for a few more minutes, let me know. Oil, we're in the daily time frame. We're in A1. We're in the first zone of consolidation, and we're in the middle of that zone of consolidation. We have 2 months to drop. This month being the third month. Price already gave us that new low and started the trend to the top side. On the 4-hour time frame, we have 3 weeks of drop. After 3 weeks of drop, market must chop or rise, and it gave us a week of rise. Perfect. That's exactly what price gave us. We know that we're still trading between lower low, lower high, and lower low. In the 4-hour time frame, we're trading between this low and this high. Easy money gold. Alright, but we literally just did gold, but I'll go back and I'll talk about what we're seeing. Now here in the 30-minute time frame, we're in the zone of consolidation. In the zone of consolidation, price rejected the lows, went to the top, rejected the highs, consolidated here in the middle, went back to the highs, rejected the highs, went back to the middle, went back to the highs, rejected the highs, which is what happened on Friday, and gave us a day of counter rise. At this point, what am I looking for? I'm going to be looking for an engulfing candle here at the top, which is going to be a green, green, red. Nothing in the daily 4, nothing in the 1 hour, nothing in the 30. In the 15-minute time frame, nothing here. Right now, we just got to wait for structure to be a little present. We know that we're also trading in the 30-minute between the change of character, lower low, lower high, break of structure, lower low. Waiting to see this lower high being set. Once this lower high is set, then we can start continuing that trend down to the bottom side. So that's what we're waiting for, right? Oil is going to be another one we're going to write down right now in our trading journal. So US oil, and we're just going to be looking for that third month low continuation. Right, so we're looking for a continuation, going short. So that's it for oil. So now let's go back to gold. So gold, what we were talking about, right? Going back to the daily. We're in peak high territory. We're in the highest point in the market. In the highest point of the market, we still have higher high, higher low, higher high. We have 3 months of rise. On the third month, which was last month, gave us a rise known as. So this month, I am expecting that fourth month variation to give us another high. Right? In the 4-hour time frame, price is still giving us higher high, higher low, higher high. So we know we're trading between this 4-hour low and this 4-hour high. Right? Price tapped into our 4-hour lows, which is the blue box. Not only did it tap into the 4-hour low, but it tapped into our 4-hour engulfing candle, which is where we took that entry on Thursday. I'm sorry, on the end of Thursday going into Friday, which was this trade here. Now, our confirmation that price is going to continue this uptrend push is going to be when price breaks above this high over here. If price could break above this high and it could break above the 800 EMA, then we know price is going to continue this uptrend push. If not, then again, we know that this is where price is going to give us this fake out, right? A fake break of the highs to continue this downtrend push is the same thing that we could see happening here. So for gold, we just got to be patient. We're either going to be expecting price to give us another pullback, right? To do something like this where it gives us a pullback somewhere in the zone to then continue this uptrend push, or we're going to see price break above these highs, give a retest to continue the push to the top side. And just looking at our left hand side, right, we have clean traffic, right, imbalanced candles all the way over here. So we know price is going to eventually want to come back up to fill these gaps up. And again, every single pair that we trade, gold, the metals, the crypto, the energies, the indexes, the currencies, you know, even option trading, which I don't do on stream, but I do watch on a day-to-day basis, they're all traded the exact same way. Right? All of them are traded the exact same way. I have them marked up the exact same way. I do the exact same thing. Zones of consolidations, engulfing candles, you know, exhaustion candles, the market maker pattern, everything is traded the exact same way. So if you guys, you know, again, if you guys want to go back into the streams are always recorded and they are uploaded as soon as they are done. If you guys want to go back and rewatch the stream and go look at every other pair that we talked about today. Today was a really good session. We broke down everything. So Muhammad said, great session, bro. See you on Monday. Alright, my brother, see you on Monday. So yeah, if you guys want to go back and rewatch the stream, or you know, not even rewatch the entire stream, just look for the pairs that we do. Again, the pairs that we talked about are the ones that we watch on a day-to-day basis, which is the one with the red folder. We go in order as well, so as you know, if you want to go back and watch GJ, you could just skip ahead in the video and look for GJ. Same thing if you want to see US 30, gold, ZAR, whatever, just skip ahead. Everything is in order. But again, if you guys have any questions, anything else you guys want me to talk about, let me know. If not, then we're done for the day. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Again, tomorrow is Father's Day here in the States, so I won't be available tomorrow, but on Monday, you know, Monday through Friday, again, we do daily live sessions, live trading sessions from 6 a.m. Eastern Time to 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Monday through Friday, we do the isolation sessions 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and then we do this weekly market breakdown every weekend. So I also do free one-on-one sessions. Everything we do here is free, right? Free live streams, free one-on-one sessions. So if you guys want to join the Discord, the link is in the chat. I'll pin it so you guys can see it. And again, if you guys want to request a one-on-one, you guys could go ahead and do that. If you guys have any questions at all, you know, you could always hit me up on X, hit me up on Instagram, even message me on Discord. And we'll be available to you guys. Easy money, thanks. No problem, my brother. Hope you have a good rest of your day. And I hope that gold breakdown made sense. And again, if it didn't, you know, I could go over it again, help you out. I could explain it in different ways as well. But again, every single pair that we trade is traded the exact same way, right? Looking for engulfing candles, looking for exhaustion candles, looking for continuations in the market, higher highs and higher lows compared to the lower lows and lower highs. So yeah, the last thing too, this is the trading journal that I have, right, for this month. So going into next week, right, going into Sunday going into Monday, these are the 3 pairs that we're going to be looking for. AU, GJ, and US oil. Those are the best trades to look for this week, for this new week. Alright guys, seems like everybody is good to go. So we're done for the day. We'll see you guys on Monday for the live trading session. Peace out.